What's up YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. Now before we get into this week's intriguing episode of WWE's Biggest Issue, guys, we are 24 subs away from 200. We are getting there, guys. We might pull it off. We might hit 200 before the summer ends. Let's see if we can make that happen, because trust me when I tell you, man. Trust me when I tell you, 200 subs, once we get there, it is going to be a wild video, because once we get to 200 subs, I'm going to open up this Korean Strike of Neos booster box in its entirety on the channel, on the hopes of potentially pull this guy, Elemental Hero Air Neos, the so-called forbidden Yu-Gi-Oh card. Is it really forbidden? I'll let you be the judge of that. If this channel gets to 500 subs, I will open up this Korean LOB booster box in its entirety on the channel, on the hopes to... Actually, before I talk about what is in this set, I actually got this from my partners over at Collector Store, so be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below. By checking them out, not only does it support them, it also supports the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it if you guys would do so. Check them out. On the hopes to potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, Dark Magician, Red Eyes Black Dragon, a piece of Exodia, Pot of Greed, the possibilities are out there. However, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, I will open up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety on the channel that I also got from my partners at Collector Store. Excuse me. On the hopes to potentially pull my second ever Collector's Rare, because if there is a Collector's Rare in that box, that wouldn't be the only Collector's Rare I would have pulled. I also have this, a Collector's Rare Beat Cop from the Underworld. I know the glare is like kind of shitty, but yes, you can easily tell, like right here, you can easily tell it's a Collector's Rare. This came out of my Genesis Impact box opening that I did about a month and a half ago. Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. Never would have imagined pulling a Collector's Rare, but I will be getting it graded at some point. I don't know when exactly, but if you guys want to see these boxes get opened, maybe you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue. Maybe you guys want episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, deck profiles, card discussions, WWE topic videos, maybe even some premium live event predictions and results. Well, if you guys want all of that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you guys have not done so already, be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and be sure to follow me on all of my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which is this. Because this question actually ties into what I'm going to be talking about for this week's episode. The question is, did the Usos make the right decision leaving the Bloodline? Let me know down in the comments below, because for this week's episode, I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of what's being dubbed the Bloodline Civil War. Honestly, I never would have imagined that we will be seeing this matchup ever. And think about this, guys, right? Because you look at someone like you look at a team like the Usos. You know, they've dominated the tag team division for the latter part of 10 years. 10 years. And they've won championships left and right. 8-time tag team champions. Absolutely nuts. And also, think about this, right? Think about, as well, the magnitude of this matchup, right? You've got a guy like Roman Reigns, who has held the undisputed Universal title for literally over 1,000 days, but let's not forget, that's just... That right there is just the Universal title. As far as the WWE title goes, he actually did it. He actually did it. He actually broke CM Punk's record as WWE Champion. And if you guys don't remember, CM Punk was WWE Champion for 434 days, almost 2 years. Almost 2 years. So that right there would be practically, I would say practically like a year, almost a year and a half. Damn near a year and a half. And Roman Reigns broke that record. So if you mix both of those reigns together, he's been champion for practically 1,400 days, which is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. And then you look at his tag team partner, Solo Sikoa, a former NXT North American champion, a man who had won multiple titles on the independent scene, and then again you have the Usos, multi-time tag team champions. This is probably going to be the most. This is going to be a fucking literally as it says, it is going to be a war, because this whole thing with the Bloodline, starting, the Bloodline being together, kind of started when Roman first when Roman became Universal Champion 3 years ago, literally practically damn near 3 years ago. It'll be 3 years. What, this coming? What, I think what at the end of August? Yeah, I think, yeah. Because payback didn't happen until, hold on a second, guys. I think payback, okay, so we now know that payback, that the premium live event known as Payback will be coming back. No pun intended. That's actually the next premium live event. So I literally accidentally typed in 2023. So September 2nd will be the next one. So I gotta write that here in my book. Another empty spot. That means for Payback. That means that the last page. This is the last page right here. Look at that, guys. The last page is going to be, I believe, for an NXT Premium Live event. So I will have to write that down. That means in October you're going to be seeing a whole new book, you guys. But I think it was at Payback. Hang on, guys. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I believe, Payback 2020, I think, was, when Roman Reigns first, when Roman Reigns became the Universal Champion. Wasn't it? Yeah, it was, actually. Let me see. Yeah, it was actually it was actually Payback that we saw Roman defeat both the Fiend Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman in a no-holds-barred triple threat match for said Universal title, and I believe the WWE title was not defended. No, it wasn't. I believe the WWE title was defended at SummerSlam the previous week. And so when you think about it, and so you think about that night, right, at Payback in 2020 when Roman became champion. Think about the list of superstars he has defeated since then. Braun Strowman, Jey Uso, Kevin Owens, Daniel Bryan, Edge, Cesaro, Rey Mysterio, John Cena, Montez Ford, Finn Balor. Already that's 10 right there. Finn Balor. Big E. Brock Lesnar. Seth Rollins. King Woods. Drew McIntyre. Logan Paul. Shinsuke Nakamura. Kevin Owens. I mentioned. Sami Zayn. Cody Rhodes. Think about that, guys. He has defeated literally almost 24 WWE Hall of Famers and Superstars. Think about that, you guys. Think about that. Guys like Edge and John Cena, man. That's wild. And now we fast forward to now, right? Right? You know, Jey Uso lost to Roman. He had to fall in line. Jimmy Uso came into the fold. And then we enter Sami Zayn. That's when everything started. The cracks of the bloodline kind of seeped in after Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn took the tag titles off of the Usos, and now it's come to this. The big question becomes, what is the biggest con of this whole match? The biggest con of them all is in my opinion, my personal opinion, I think the biggest con of this match is Jey Uso leaving Jimmy for the bloodline. That's probably the biggest con of them all. But when you really think about it, Jey Uso, in my personal opinion, I think Jey Uso made the right call by leaving Roman and Solo to join up with his brother Jimmy. The reason being is because Jimmy Uso was right. Jimmy Uso was right. Had Jey not have uttered the words "I quit" 3 years ago, Jey Uso would have been Universal Champion, and for all we know, it could have been him that unified both said WWE and Universal titles, or maybe not. Maybe the WWE and the Universal titles would have stayed split, and the World Heavyweight title never would have came to pass once again. That right there is a bit of an interesting discussion, if you will, for social media. But I will say this. I will say this. I think the biggest pro of all this is that you look at someone like Solo, and you see potential in Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa has a lot of potential, and the question becomes: is it being wasted? Is Solo's potential being wasted by aligning himself with Roman? And I think, yes, I think it is being wasted because aside from him becoming the NXT North American champion, when if you really think about it, when was the last time Solo Sikoa had a championship opportunity? Aside from Night of Champions in Jeddah, aside from that night, when was the last time Solo had an opportunity at Championship Gold? He hasn't. So, when you think about it, Roman Reigns is literally, the Usos were right. The Usos are right. Solo is being used by Roman, and all Roman's gonna do is just cast him aside. He's gonna cast Solo aside, and I think that's what we're probably bound to see happen at Money in the Bank in London, is Roman just taking all the glory for himself, Solo being left in the dust, and it's probably not going to end well for it's probably not gonna end well for Solo. So the best option for him, I would probably have to say go back to NXT, because him coming up to the main roster was way too early. In my opinion, it was way too early, because Solo had been doing so well on NXT, going up against guys like Gallus and guys like Apollo Crews. You know, back when they were in NXT. I think for reasons like that was the reason why his call up was too soon. I think, actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, now that I really had like a second to think about it, it wouldn't have mattered, because let's say, for example, he did stay on NXT up until this point, right? The draft comes, and Solo gets drafted. He gets drafted to SmackDown. He ends up joining the Bloodline either way. So in a way, it wouldn't have mattered. But at the same time, it kind of, honestly, at the same time, it probably would have mattered, because it would have meant Sami Zayn staying within the Bloodline as the honorary Uso, and Sami Zayn would have been Roman's quote unquote enforcer. So with this match, this is a match basically just to prove which team is better, who was the better members of the Bloodline. Was it Roman and Solo, or was it the Usos? I'm not gonna do a prediction on this match. That I'll be doing sometime in the next couple of weeks. I think sometime next week. I think. Let me check my phone. Yes. Next Wednesday, not this Wednesday on the 21st, but next Wednesday on the 28th. That's when I'm going to be doing a prediction video. So make sure you guys get ready for that. But I will say this. You look at this match and you see the Usos, you see Roman and Solo. This is a family divided. This is probably one of the most divided families we as fans have ever seen in years. And I think the last time we saw something like this happen, what was it? The McMahon family? 2000, if I remember correctly, WrestleMania 2000. What was the main event? Rock, Triple H, Big Show, Mick Foley, with the McMahon in each corner. The Rock had Vince, Triple H had Stephanie, Big Show had Shane, Mick Foley had Linda McMahon. I don't know what's going on with Vince and Linda. There's been rumors that they're still married. Don't know if it's true or not. I think they are, but yeah, I think the biggest pro of this whole match is Jey Uso pinning Roman Reigns. I think that right there would cap off the Usos' vindication, their retribution, if you will, over Roman Reigns. The biggest con is, I think, Solo not getting the credit for their victory should they win. Again, I believe that it was the right call for the Usos to leave the Bloodline. Arguably, a lot of people would say yes because of all the abuse that both Usos had took over the last 3 years. But a lot of people are saying, have been saying no because of the fact that they were in the main event scene. They were on the main event card of Raw, SmackDown, premium live events, house shows, wherever. It didn't matter. They were on the main event scene for WrestleMania. Think about this, guys. WrestleMania Night 1. Night 1 of WrestleMania. KO and Sami and the Usos were in the main event. They were in the main event, and they were tag team champions for 621 days. Think about that. Think about that, you guys. Think about that. 621 days they were tag team champions. And so not only had the Usos broken the New Day's record of 489 days, but they also broke as well. Let's see. I believe Poland and Brian Kendrick's run, was, I believe, they were tag team champions for 337 days, I think. Let's see. If I remember correctly, I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember how long they were tag team champions. I don't remember how long they were tag team champions for. They were tag team champions for well over 300 days. Let's see. I was right. 331 days they were tag team champions, which was basically the longest reign in all of WWE. That was broken by obviously New Day when when they held the title for 489. Now the Usos 621 days. 621 days. That's amazing. So a lot of people would argue that because of Roman, the Usos reached main event status, but in my opinion, I think it's the fans. I think it was because of the fans, that the Usos made it to that main event scene. Roman had nothing to do with it. That was all on the Usos, and the love that the Usos had from the fans is what got them to the main event scene, and now they're back into the main event scene, with the men's Money in the Bank ladder match coming up as well at Money in the Bank, one could argue that Roman might end up losing the title at Money in the Bank, which is possible. But only time will tell. But that will do it for this week's episode of WWE's Biggest Issue. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and follow me on all of my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.